Hello, Torelli. You already know what I'm hunting for. I'm going for a shiny Gyarados. If we can get the Magikarp, we'll be in a pretty good spot, to be fair. The Alpha Magikarp will be very nice. Oh yeah, I just remembered what I was also going to do. I'm going to make sure I turn up the volume for you lot. I'm hoping that's a bit better. Hello, Abhishek. Yeah, I've also got to pray it's Magikarp, otherwise I'm in for a bumpy ride. Just a touch, okay. I'll do... There we go. Well, is that better now, or still a little bit more? No. Yeah, it's quite weird how the Switch works. I think you've had it to anywhere. The volume can be quite weird, as it needs to come through your headset through OBS and not through normal methods. So you have to hear it through your computer, not through the Switch. Yeah. I think it's to do with how Switch is definitely more like they're used to you playing on it with without like a headset or something, so redirecting audio is a bit weird for it. Do you think I'll be good to stream on our Wi-Fi, or am I gonna have to get through this? In what sense? Both PC like PC specs and Wi-Fi goes into how well a game will perform. Yeah, it's mainly to do with if your PC can. Like, most Wi-Fi these days is pretty good. It's rare you can find a broadband or like network that doesn't really give good connection. Otherwise it would just sink because there's so many better options out there. Though you do have like the classic Virgin Media seems to crash a lot, but my PC is getting really old and not playing well. I'm thinking now I have much better Wi-Fi that should work on the phone. When I tried years ago, it was too glitchy. So if you're planning on streaming on your phone, most iPhones, iPads, and stuff like that are pretty well built to stream on. It would mainly come down to your Wi-Fi. Yeah, definitely. It should be fine. Plus, most of the time, at least in this household, most people aren't streaming 24/7. So, yeah, iPhone's a bit iffy. It depends on how much you can update. There's a lot of iPhones now that have a like a lot of Wi-Fi problems when they're streaming because of how old they are and not got access to certain software updates, stuff like that. Yeah, to be fair, if it comes down to Wi-Fi being a contributing factor, the 4G and 5G these days is pretty good as well. Especially if you're in a spot where like the signal's good. Over the next few days. Yeah, it's worth trying. It's not gonna hurt anybody. To be fair, I've never really streamed on mobile or anything like that. not many games I play on mobile that I'd ever want to stream but very good for like reality content, so like vlogs and stuff like that. A lot of people like that stuff. I know Magikarp wants to spawn anytime soon. Come on. Yeah, as Charlie says, you know, there's no point in not trying. If it goes a little bit bad, then you can always try something else, or yeah, Mama Cass has quite a lot of subs actually. Yeah, she's been doing it for quite a few years now, so she's gained a fair good like fan base. I was about to say how bad it would be if the day were to turn to night and one of the spawns that would end up being Staryu that gets replaced. It'd be very bad because it would just completely despawn. The 1.5k on baby channel today is getting more views than the 17.9k channel. You're many Ks ahead of me, lol. Yeah, we all start somewhere though. Yeah, building up channels is a mixture of a lot of things. Quality, how much content you post, how regularly you do it, and a lot of it can come down to luck as well. Yeah, gaming's always a hot topic. Yeah, the younger audience love to, you know, play one specific game. That's why variety gaming streams are quite hard, because you'll have, you know, 5 different fan bases all watching your content. you can either stick with one game or stick with one thing you're doing. A lot of things like that can be factors in it. Also, playing a specific type of game. For example, this game is fairly new, so people such as me and Torelli are quite small, and we on the Twitch you instantly get shoved down to the bottom of the list, and so people naturally will hit ZA Legends and look at the top few rather than scrolling down and stuff like that. That is the main reason that Twitch is one of the harder streams, one of the harder streaming platforms to excel at. Yeah, I know the Bloodborne and no one cared 15 minutes too low. Hey, I care, that's all that matters. I've watched through about half of it now. I keep going back to it whenever I get bored or something and just watch it. But it's, yeah, definitely past the point where a lot of people are like, oh, we've seen people do that and stuff like that. Even the challenge we're doing at the moment in this game, people have already done within like the first week of the game being out. Yeah, only a 12-hour video. Yeah, messing around with Skyline Violet. Yeah, I mean, it dates back to like when I was growing up. I used to watch a lot of PewDiePie, Markiplier, all these big channels, you know, like Jacksepticeye, and they all used to do playthroughs of games. I remember watching The Last of Us when it came out, and was watching PewDiePie play it and stuff like that. They're always quite fun to watch, to be fair. Especially if you can get like a good character behind what you're watching. It's hard to mess up really, like eventually you're gonna get somewhere. But yeah, Pokemon in particular is a very hard franchise to sort of stream on, in a way. The older the games you play, the more likely people are to watch, because, you know, it's nostalgic and there's a lot less people playing them because they're all playing the new game. But yeah, that works in your favour if you want to play some of the older ones. Shiny hunting is definitely something that's more pronounced in the newer games. Although the most annoying thing is the fact that you keep shiny locking every single legendary and mythical. Really makes it hard for anyone trying to get loads of shiny Pokemon. It's one of the things that I used to watch a bit. Was there was a certain streamer, he used to stream basically daily, and he would try and catch the legendary Pokemon in the older games, but as shinies, and Christ, a lot of them go on for hours trying to do this. And that was back when the shiny rate was was like double as hard as it is in this game. This game, the shiny rate is like 4,096, and the older games are 1 in 8,100 and something. Like, it's crazy. Tifa got quite an audience of retro gaming. Yeah. I mean, if you play any of the older Pokemon games, like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Fire Reds, you know, all of the older retro ones, a lot of people just seem to watch it. A lot of people like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But yeah, the older Pokemon games used to be a lot less linear in a way. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. As in, you had a lot of things you could do. Like, it works in both ways, as in, these games you have a lot of things to do, and in the old games you had a lot of things to do, but they were different. In the older games, you were, you know, trying to find all these hidden things to make it easier for your game. And in the newer games, you get a lot of different, you get side quests, you get, you know, everything straightforward. Like, if I wanted to know what my next mission was, I just, you know, check out my map, go to X. Oh, okay, here we go. And a lot of the older games, you had nothing like that. You got a quest off an NPC or something, and they'll go, you need to find this town or whatever, and you'd have to go find it by yourself. So Pokemon's definitely a lot easier for a casual audience now compared to what it used to be. I mean, even if you're going back as far as like just before X and Y, which are still fairly new compared to the older games. Like, even then, it was so much harder to know what you had to do next. You know, things weren't just given to you on a plate. Like, I remember in the older games, you had Pokemon and Battletoads next, no level skip. Yeah, the older games were a lot more fun in a way where you'd spend more hours playing the game trying to find hidden things, rather than what you get now is they just jam as much like side quest stuff into a game. I mean, it's good for some people like just doing quests, or like MMO style games where you just do a load of your quests. A lot of people like more linear games where you just, it's very straightforward. You know, you battle one gym leader, you go on to the next, you battle that one. But there's a lot of things that are different compared to the older games. Surely Magikarp's got a spawn sometime soon. Come on. Oh yeah. The thing is in the Pokemon games now, you play a lot of like you watch a lot of guides and playthroughs and stuff because all of that stuff gets leaked way before the game even comes out. You find out what like the first few battles are, what their Pokemon are, where you need to go for whatever, and the games like Souls games and stuff. The game would come out and no one would know a single thing on what to do, and it was carnage. And that was the best part about it. That's what people loved, is finding out new things. It didn't feel like you can just look through, walk through, and win the game easily. You had to discover things yourself. Oh yeah, Walking Dead, yeah. Walking Dead's almost in the middle, in a way. It holds your hand a little, but it also likes to let you do your own thing.
Yep.
Obviously, that's the whole point of Telltale games as well, is you make your own story out of a universe or a world. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting game to play. I have noticed playing single player games and stuff like Souls and stuff like that is all so much funner now because all the multiplayer games are so grindy, and not in a good way, where you're grinding hours, maybe days, maybe weeks for a specific item or like a specific item, specific level or something, or a drop from a boss monster or something, and then you find out the next day that they've just released the next better thing, and now that thing is completely not the meta anymore. You now need to go find a sword or something, and it's like it really takes it away from a game when you feel like the game you're playing isn't complete yet, and you're just playing through trying to constantly upgrade what you already have. I remember playing quite a few games where, yeah, never ending cycle. I remember playing a game where I played it on release, got really good at it, and had some of the best gear in the game. Obviously, that's subjective at this point. But, didn't play it for a month because I had already done everything in the game. I was like, there's no point in me leveling up anymore, there's no point in me doing whatever, I've got the highest rank possible. And then give it a month, and then I come back and, there's new metas, new weapons you need to have and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, well, so basically if I don't stop playing the game, or if I stop playing the game, I'm just going to get behind. And you just end up in this cycle of where you end up disliking the game because you never feel like you can stay at one point. So could you imagine, right, in a Pokemon game with the shiny charm, something you're supposed to get after your end game, suddenly they release a post-end game material, they like a DLC, for example, like the new Mega Dimension, but suddenly you now don't have the shiny charm because you now need to do the DLC. Bear in mind, DLC is paid for. However, if you had the same principle where they released something after the game and then was like, oh, now you go and get access to this because you need to complete the actual end game now, and it's like, that's just, it hurts people who don't have the time to constantly grind a game. That's why I like playing a lot of the older Pokemon games, is, they have a lot still to the game, and they're not going to be adding anything more, and so you just sort of play the game how you're supposed to play it. A lot of the things that people complain about with the newer Pokemon games is
Yeah.
Nintendo and Game Freak love to release limited time shinies and legendaries and stuff like that, but they won't. Like, they'll release them for one time in a year, and then you might never get that shiny or that legendary or that mythical for like another 5 years. And so a lot of people sat around just playing a game for 5 years waiting for this, this thing to come out.
Yep.
It's like to obtain a shiny Manaphy, there's this whole convoluted process where you have to play it. Mewtwo on Pokemon Go hasn't released in... I literally can't remember. Probably one of the first Team Rocket researchers you could do. But yeah, there's stuff like that is insane. Especially with Pokemon as well, a game based on the whole concept is to catch them all and have this fill out your Pokédex, and there's limited time Pokemon that you cannot get for like another 5 years. It's insane. And there's people who do, so you got a living dex, which is one of every Pokemon in the game, across every single generation. And then there's people who are absolutely mad and get a shiny version of every single Pokemon. Now you can imagine with like how hard it is to get certain mythicals and legendaries now, how insane that must be to I want to give you the Mewtwo. Well, you've got Mew. So if you wanted to do a trade for the Pokédex entry, yeah, we're stuck at a funny place where I need Mew to complete one of the entries in the Pokédex, and he needs Mewtwo, and we both have one, not the other one that the other person needs. I have witnesses to this combo. Do you know? You know what I'm interested in is there is a Switch game, one of the Let's Go games, and you can shiny hunt for a Mew, and I believe that if I ever finish this challenge, if I ever do, that is definitely one of the things I'd like to go towards. A shiny Mew is such a rare thing at this point where you'd either have to wait for Pokemon Go, or you can get this Let's Go game, and you have to have a save file in another game, another Pokemon game, and you have access to the shiny, well, to the Mew, and then you need to actually hunt for the shiny for it. So it's definitely rare. It really is a shame you can't put your Pokemon into Pokemon Go, but you can take Pokemon out of Pokemon Go, but you cannot put any Pokemon back into Pokemon Go. So it's quite annoying. Come on, Magikarp, spawn for me. wish I could get my Rayquaza to Pokemon Zeo. Yeah, well, Rayquaza is one of my favourite Pokemon, and I've never been able to do an event or anything that actually has it, which is quite irritating. It'll probably come back in Pokemon Go at some point, let's be honest. They recently done Deoxys and stuff. Shiny Patrat. Shiny Alpha Patrat. But yeah, I'd like a Rayquaza, especially a shiny one. A shiny one in a luxury ball is the way to go. Take an hour for deleting shiny alpha. No, 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 no. You're taking all the hits. Don't you worry, Tyranny. I need every little hour I can get. Especially considering I lost that first battle on the first try. You're 25 hours in now. Let me have a double check. Oh, I'm 9 hours in. First shiny. So I just need to build my team in 16 hours, and that's yours, basically. Yeah, I'm hoping to go for... You get the Fluffy from Quest, remember? Yeah, I was thinking of doing that sometime soon, because especially with having Megas about, and the Rogue Megas, it's definitely worth having a Pokemon that can... It's definitely worth getting a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve for those. And I think Ampharos would be definitely a decent one to go for. And it's technically a free shiny. Although technically you catch it in Zone 1, I don't know if that counts. So you catch it in Zone 1, but you do it as part of a quest line and not like a random encounter. So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do with that, but technically there's nothing I really want from Zone 1 anyways. Maybe the Abra, but it's not actually in Zone 1, so... But also I can't get that Abra, so I'll have to get it from somewhere else. Oh wait, did you get the shiny Marut? To be fair, it might be worth going to get that shiny Marut now. The quest is an extra, so allowed. Okay, fair enough. There's not much I want from Zone 1, I'll be honest, but... I guess Pidgeot's got a Mega. But... it's hardly a... Alright, we'll go have a look. I don't know if it'll be... I think the quest spawns here, so I might need to advance the game a little bit. So we'll go for Gyarados at first, because I've got a normal type, ground type. Gyarados will allow me to have water flying, which is always good. Also learns to track the time moves, so that's good. And then probably a fairy to go with it. So that would cover me for ground, flying, water, fairy, a dragon type move which can go against dragons. And then you'd probably want a fire flying, no, a fire fighting, water, electric, and grass. There's something that might be worth having. Oh, water, dark as a mega. Wait, so it loses its flying and turns into a dark water. Okay. It's interesting. That's weird though. I would have thought that they would have done a different type. I would have thought it'd be like a water dragon. Maybe say as water flying. Don't know. Dark is the least one that I would have expected as a mega. There's actually like, so we've got 2 Patrats, 1 Budu, and 1 Barnacle in this map. If I get any one of them other than the Magikarp, I'm going to be pissed. The rest is like 10 odd Magikarps. If you don't get a Magikarp, that's so unlucky. No, not the Patrat. I don't need another normal type. I do not need another normal type. Actually, I think the evolution of Patrat. What is the evolution of Patrat? I know it's Watchog. Yeah, I was about to say. I've already got a Diggersby. I don't want anything like that. Oh yeah, this guy just randomly runs around the whole zone. Don't know why. I definitely need to add like a picture for the stream of the map so we can mark off what we've done or where we've caught things. Oh, it knows it wants to spawn soon. Not the pat rat though. To be fair, I wouldn't mind a barnacle either. I wouldn't complain about a barnacle. But anything else, I'd rather not, to be honest. What might be worth doing is catching one of these to complete the Pokédex actually. See if I need to do Right, so we caught them just to do the entry. Get extra research for it, so. I'm going for the Magikarp in the water. Basically, it evolves into a massive Gyarados, which is a very strong Pokemon. It goes from being one of the worst Pokemon in the game to one of the best just by an evolution. So I'll happily take a Magikarp. Essentially, it would be one of my sweepers, so it will be a Pokemon that I can put in as my first Pokemon. We'll be able to do as much damage as possible. You can also tank a few hits, depending on the type matchup. Torelli, I know what's a good idea actually. If I catch every Pokemon that's not Magikarp, then they can't spawn for a while, which will decrease the chance of me getting a shiny one. Although that will also take that time in itself, so. It would also be quite a waste of Pokeballs just to then release all of them, so. The Mamakas on there, I definitely would not mind one of these. That Magikarp right over there. The big one that's on the side. As it does a lot more damage because it's a lot larger. I'll take the Magikarp regardless, but the alpha one would be very nice. Christ. 50 minutes of shiny hunting and nothing yet. To be fair, I still wouldn't be playing with for every hour I got a Pokemon, because I'd be very ahead then. Just release these. These Pokemon here are for side quests. They're the only ones we're allowed to catch for non-shiny battling purposes. To be fair, I think Magikarp is one of the safest shinies to go for. Heavily noticeable. Quite strong. Well, one of the best evolutions in the game. Yeah, there's not much to fault with it, and it's fairly easy to catch, and it's not going to kill itself under any circumstances. No, I do not want a shiny Buddha. I would happily not have a shiny Buddha. I mean, I'm sure you'd love if I got a Buddha. It'd make your world. I know you wouldn't stop laughing. I could have an insanely overpowered Gyarados instead I could get a Badoo, which is hardly good at all. hell is that? What was that? What was it? It can't be the Garbator. Rubbish. Sorry, I won't despawn. I just need to find where it is. I just realised though, technically it's within bounds of where I've been spawning and despawning. I'll climb up here. No, your shinies are saved. Is it a fledgling? Where is it? Okay, there's got to be something on the roof then. I need to figure out a way how to get up there. But yeah, shinies don't despawn. You can save up to 10 shinies before they do despawn. It'll be very unlucky if it was a Pokemon that is only daytime. Okay, well it's somewhere up here. I just need to find a way to get up there. hell am I supposed to get up there? Up scaffold, all that ladder now. I need to somehow get over here. Oh. Surely there's a way up there. It's still here. It is still here. Is it down below? No, it can't be. It's definitely up top. Okay, well I've already gone around that way, so I'm gonna have to go this way. Surely there's a ladder around it somewhere. It's definitely there. Oh, there we go, there we go. There's a ladder. Or the teleport up there. Right, so I found it. So it was here. So I need to work my way over here. In my way, I need to go over this way. Terrified of what it could be now. If there's something that could despawn, it would be horrible. Don't mind me, up it. Just making my way around. Right, it should be somewhere here. Where is it? Where is it? Where the hell is it? No way. It can't be that. It can't be that. It wasn't one of the birds, was it? It can't be. Come on, let me out. Ow. Made my way back around again. I don't think it was one of the fletchlings because it would have shined up literally right next to me. I think it's the... I'm just gonna get rid of it. I think it can't be that. It is. It is. It is. Oh. It's an alpha. It was an alpha trubbish in the most awkward spot possible to find. Well, hey, first alpha without having to get deleted. I mean, I'll take it. Like, okay, so it's got. So we can choose between. It's probably special attacks the best one to go for. We'll release this one. Do his beat. I mean, hey, a poison type is. Right, we'll take a poison type. Can learn mud shot, toxic spikes, already nice. Alright, so now I've got Redemption, R. Diggersby, Trubbish, now for Shiny. What are we calling this one? Right, we're calling this one Ben. Torelli will know the reference. It's also the perfect Pokemon to do it for. Sorry, it had to be done. Right, so that was part of... No! You know what I just realised? It's part of the same segment that I caught the other one, which was right here. No. That's not fun. You'll leave them there until we know what to do with you. Well, I can't use that one. It is a pretty cool shiny in there. go. Our shiny counter's on 3 now. However, we cannot use it, so... Back to grind 'em. It's annoying that was the one that we got rather than the Magikarp. This one. We'll just call it that. Alright, I need to find the Pokeball boutique. Buy ourselves some quick balls, and should hopefully increase our chances a bit more. This way. So register this as a travel point. Let's say we keep going regardless. Hopefully we'll get the Magikarp soon. Oh, finally see better. gotta spawn soon, right? Any second now. taking a while. Do one more reset, then that'll be the end of the stream for today. Come on. Nope. Nothing. Nada. Alright, well, we've got a alpha trubbish that we cannot use, unfortunately, due to the rules of the game, and still at one shiny. Hopefully we can get a shiny Magikarp. What we do, we'll have a shiny Gyarados. It'll be great for battles and rogue megas, but until then, we just gotta keep grinding. Do one more reset. Nothing. Right, well, we are at 10 hours and 6 minutes in with one shiny still. But hopefully we'll start getting them relatively quick from now. So I'll see you lot in, hopefully, either when I get back later today or hopefully next week. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.